Jimmy and I will talk about the game, and then after that we're done talking about the game, then you can ask questions about anything else. I thought we played with a tremendous purpose today. I can't be prouder of this group. Duke is a difficult team for us. They've completely dominated us 2 games. And coming today, we tried, which we haven't used in 25 years, the triangle, and 2, which worked for a while. They're going to eventually get it, but I thought it gave us a little bit of an edge, and then we would switch back to the zone. The purpose was to try to limit Williams and Griffin. They had 49 in Syracuse, and we wanted to limit those 2 guys. We knew that there's going to be some shots available for Moore and Roach ultimately made the key baskets that won the game for him. We just have to help back on Boncaro. We have to play that kind of defense, and we practiced it for 1 minute last night, and the last time we used it, it helped us, but we didn't win that game either. That was in 1987. I forgot where that was, but it was a pretty big game. But these guys played great. Joe was off the ball. He's really good off the ball. Cy, Cole was just a little off from what obviously last night, but Jimmy wanted to get his little brother another game, and he did everything he could to accomplish that. Duke was all over us. They played tremendous defense, as they do, and we put up a lot of points, probably twice as many as we did in the first 2 games, or as many as we did in the first 2 games. So it was an unbelievable effort. You just could not be more proud of my team and how they played and how Jimmy played. He was just tremendous tonight.
If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. We're going to start on the right side of the room here.
Yeah, Jimmy, could you speak to your mindset coming into the game today?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had to win this game, or, it was it. And if I didn't need any more, I was playing for this kid today. Just wanted to do everything I could to get him one more and to get our team one more. I knew I was going to have to be aggressive, missing the leading scorer in the conference. So just trying to pick up there where I could and just do everything I can on both ends.
We're going to go to the front row to our left.
Jimmy, if you could just speak on how the team ultimately competed today overall, how your brothers did in this game, and then, Coach, just your overall take about how the team left it all on the floor today.
Yeah, I'm just proud of that. Everyone stepped up, gave everything they had. Samir stepping in and playing 40 minutes. He was, 11 assists and 2 turnovers. Can't ask much more from him. He was great, and everyone just gave everything we had the whole game. People counted us out. I think a lot of people said that didn't even give us a chance. Said that was Buddy's last game before the game even started. So we used all that, and we were right there to them. We just couldn't make a couple plays at the end.
So Jimmy said, it was a 1-point game with not much time left. We had some threes missed. They made a couple, and that was the game. There's no question that, for us, playing a game yesterday, and Joe and Cy playing 40 minutes, and Cole, they were a little worn down at the end, and, that's to be expected. But it's an unbelievable effort. It's an unbelievable effort by these guys. And, Duke had to play well, and they did. They made the shots that they had to make, and they played really well.
We're going to go to the back right of the room.
Coach, your thoughts on matching up against Coach K for probably the last time?
Well, I'm glad I'm not playing against his players anymore, I can tell you that. I wouldn't mind matching up against him, but tough to play against They're great players. He has great players there. We've had some great games, great battles, and he means more for college basketball than anybody. And what he's done for the game, what he's done outside the game, and what he's done for the country's game with the Olympics. You know, you can't really measure that. He's unbelievable understanding of what you have to do and say. Working with people, he's a great coach, but he's really better at all the other things that are involved with leadership, and I don't think you can give him too much credit. I don't like to play against him, but we'll have dinner together. That's the only time I want to see him in the future.
We'll go to the right side of the room, back to Mike.
Jim, Mike mentioned you getting the chance this season to coach your sons. What has this season meant for you?
Well, I'll tell you this. It's the best season I've ever had. I think that says enough. Yeah, go ahead.
Season with the losing, thank you. You say that even though you're finishing the season with a losing record, so I wonder if you can expound on that a little bit.
I don't need to. It's the best season I've ever had in coaching. It says it all. Sometimes you don't have to say a lot, Mike.
We'll go to the left side of the room.
Yeah, Buddy, were you surprised by the ACC's decision at all?
Hold it.
No, he
We're
said after the
finishing
game. He literally said it
when
before.
we've done
tomorrow.
with all the questions on the game, we will address that. So I'll leave it up to the guy in charge here.
Any more questions based on the game? We'll go in the middle of the room here.
Yeah, this is for Coach and Jimmy. You guys mentioned you practiced the triangle and two for only a minute. Did that affect it in the second half when they started to hit more threes?
Jimmy, can you start us off with that one and then Coach?
No, I mean, we had to live with something at the end of the day. They've got weapons everywhere, and you got to give them something at the end of the day. And credit to them, they stepped up and knocked him down when they had to. But I think it was a great move by him. I mean, you saw what they did to us the first two games. It definitely messed with them a little bit, messed with their heads a little bit. And we went to the half winning, largely because of that. So.
Again, we're trying to get matchups on offense to try to take advantage of some matchup situations. They switch a lot, and Joe was really good in the first half at that. I think he got tired. But defensively, we knew we were going to give Roach threes. You know, we're trying to cheat the Keels, but really we wanted to do something with Griffin. He killed us in the two games, and Williams killed us in the two games. They had 49 in Syracuse, probably 40 at Duke. So we felt we had to do that. And it gave us a chance. And that's all you can do in a game like this.
We're going to go to the front row in the middle.
Hey, Jim, I know you said in the past you think Duke is the favorite to win the title. Can you just elaborate a little bit on
I mean,
why that
I
is?
don't know. I used to predict these things right, and I haven't made a good Final Four prediction in a long time. I just think they have good shooters. They have good guys who can put on the floor. They're better defensively, I think they've been, and they got the shot blocker back there. That doesn't mean everybody can get beat. We almost beat them. So, I mean, everybody can be beaten. The thing that's deceptive with our team is, other than the Duke game, we played really well. Really well. We could have won at Notre Dame, Virginia Tech. You know, we should have won at Carolina. We could have won at Miami. I mean, we could have won all those games. We played good enough, but we didn't win them. So, but we played good enough. But I like Duke's team. I just think they're big. They've got a lot of options. A lot of different guys can get 20. They got 6 guys that can get 20. But, Miami's difficult to guard. Miami's really difficult to guard man-to-man. We had a little bit more success with them. Our zone was better actually against them because they got so many guys that can drive. But, you know, a lot of the matchups sometimes will matter, but I like Duke's chances.
What do you think it would mean to Mike if they can make a run to the Final Four?
He's won 5. I think that's enough. I don't think he's worried about winning another one, but he'd like to. I think Al McGuire's the only one that wins the last one going out.
All right, that's all the time we have for questions based on the game. At this time, we'll turn it over
All
to
right, Buddy will say what he needs and wants to say.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to start off by saying I'm so proud of these guys. Sitting on that bench today, I couldn't have been any prouder watching my big bro do his thing. It was unbelievable, really. I couldn't be proud of those guys. Just let them know I love them. Obviously, I wanted to be out there, but they couldn't have played any better. And, you know, first off, I just want to say I made a mistake, and, you know, I have to own up to that. I've been thinking about the play for the last 24 hours, to tell you the truth, over and over again why I did it. And, you know, I think it was just the heat of the moment. I thought he might have ran into me, lowered his shoulder, but, you know, it was a clean play besides that. And we hit a big 3. I got excited and, you know, turned around. Never meant to throw a punch. I don't think I've thrown a punch in my life. But, you know, connected with him, obviously, maybe tried to get him with my arm or something running back, but never meant to intentionally hurt him, you know, or, you know, affect him and knock the wind out of him. And luckily, you know, that's really the worst thing that could have happened in that situation. But Wyatt's a really good dude. He's a good player. I would never try to hurt someone, especially him. You know, there was no talking before that, anything that led up to it. It was just an honest mistake on my part, and I have to live with that. I have to own up to that, and I'm not here to argue whether or not I should have played or if I should have got suspended. What hurts me the most, man,
I'll take care of that.
I got it. What hurts me the most is, you know, there's a lot of kids, a lot of people that look up to me, that want to be like me one day, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. And, you know, I disappointed them yesterday, and I have to live with that, and that's okay, because I know I made a mistake. And if you know me, if I've known you for 10 years, if I've known you for 10 minutes, I try to treat you with the same amount of respect and kindness and be the best person I can every day. That's what I've always been about. Forget basketball. I want to be remembered for being a great person off the court. And, you know, I hope this doesn't affect that. I know that, you know, it's a mistake I have to live with. I'll grow from it. I'll learn from it. But playing at Syracuse these last 4 years, wearing this jersey, representing this school, my family, myself, it's meant everything to me. I can't put that into words. Forget how many points I scored, forget all the numbers. Being able to play here and just put a smile on someone's face, be able to interact with fans every day has been a dream come true, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. And, you know, it sucks I had to go out like that, but I'm all about the journey, and the journey has been priceless. There's been so many good moments that have led up to this that I'm so thankful for. I wouldn't trade for anything. And, oh, man, I just you know, I wanted to say this firsthand, though. I didn't want to, you know, the tweet is fine, but I want to say personally myself that I apologize to everyone I let down yesterday, because I know I did, and I'm most disappointed in myself. Trust me. You know, I know I'll learn from this. I'll grow from this, but it's just something I had to say and wanted to get across, because I truly try to be the best person I can every day, and anyone that knows me knows that, and that's, you know, why, you know, we'll be all right at the end. If this is the worst thing I ever do in my life, I can live with that. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported me on this journey. It's been unbelievable, and I'd do anything to wear this uniform. I truly gave it everything I had every day. And
all right, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
I got a couple things to say. Number one, if it was a flagrant 2, and it can be, you can say that. We were up 18 points. Buddy had 8 points. He didn't score any points until we were up 30. So I think it's fairly obvious we would have won the game without him. If it had been handled properly, they would have looked at the video. They've looked at the video every single time this year. The kid was laying on the floor. Wyatt was laying on the floor. And they're going to punish those guys? No, they didn't. They're not punishing those guys. They're punishing this guy right here because they didn't do their job. And the league should have looked at that and said, this would have been out. He would have been out. And don't let anybody tell you, well, he might have been suspended for the game, this game too. That would never have happened. No one in their right mind would say that. So they didn't do their job, so Buddy got punished. That's what happened. Now, I'm forever grateful to Leonard Hamilton. He's a great man. He summarized it for everybody. Let's move on. Wyatt, who I've always had great respect for, he's a great player, plays hard all the time, said what our league couldn't say. This is fine. I've gotten hit 30 times harder than that. So I'm at a loss. Like I said, if it was handled right and they wanted it to be a flagrant too, he'd have been out yesterday. They didn't do it right, so the kid that's given everything to this league for 4 years, and just because you're a great kid doesn't mean you shouldn't be punished. He should have been. He should have been out of the game. And then we play today. I'm not sure we play any better. We might not. They may have risen to the occasion. I don't know. We might have lost by 20 today. That's not the point. That's not the point. It should have been handled yesterday. It wasn't, and the league should not punish this guy. It makes no common sense to me. And there's also something about, in all sports I've ever seen, you do something and you've done a lot of shit in your life in this league, in your league you're in, they hit you. They give you the maximum, right? And if you've been good, they give you a punishment. Buddy got the maximum punishment today. This was the maximum. I've seen people tackle people, knock them into the stands, and they get a 1-game suspension. So he got the maximum for this. In spite of what Leonard Hamilton said, in spite of what the player who was involved, I mean, you look at the video, you all disagree, said it wasn't a punch. We didn't ask him to do that. I didn't even know he was going to do that. That's what he said. They never asked him what happened. Just like they never listened to him when he said, I got hit. So it wasn't handled right, bottom line, period.
We have time for 1 or 2 questions.
You can ask as many as you want. I ain't going anywhere. I'm fine. I'm not going home till 7 o'clock.
If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. We're going to start in the back right.
Hey guys, your dad talked about what this season meant to him, but now that it's over, can you talk about what it meant to you and what you'll take away and remember down the road?
Jimmy, can you start with that one, and then Buddy?
You know, it's meant everything to me. Being alongside this guy on the court and playing for him and just playing for the team that really was my childhood growing up, just mopping the court at the timeouts, just looking up to all those players that came before me. So, you know, I think once this all settles, I'll remember that. Obviously, you know, growing up so close to it, I know what this program is about, and I know the standard that comes with it. And, you know, obviously we didn't live up to that this year, and I'm going to carry that with me too. And, you know, it weighs on me more than anything. So it's about trying to overcome that at some point and, you know, just appreciating those things that I talked about in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, building off that, obviously not the season we wanted. It's obviously gonna hurt, you know, for forever. But besides that, there's so many good things that I got out of this season, especially this season playing with my big brother, who helped me get here, pushed me to be better every day. He never let me win growing up, and I appreciate that as much as I hated it. But I mean, the little things I'm gonna miss the most, man. The bus rides, talking to my dad after games, working out with GMAC before practice for an hour every day. Wouldn't miss a workout for anything. Just getting close with the managers, getting close with the guys, going out to different restaurants, all the little stuff, playing in front of the best fans, taking pictures with them after games, before games, whatever it was. It's truly been, amazing, and I can't put it into words how much it's meant to me to play here. I've worked my whole life to play here, the last 8 years of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
We're going to go to the left of the room on the front row.
Coach, just seeing the evolution of your sons to get to this point and be a part of this team, just what this entire ride has meant to you, and then for Jimmy and for Buddy, just what you want to say to your father, as this may be the last time that we get to see this, obviously.
They'll be nice. They still have my credit card. But you see these kids growing up, and Jimmy always was the smartest one in the family, and said, I'm going to go to an Ivy League school. I think that's where I should play, my level. And it was hard for him to even get an offer. Cornell gave him one at the end of the day, I think, when somebody decommitted at the end. And I told him, I said, let's go down there and take that. And he became one of their best players, or arguably their best player, and developed himself into a really good college player. I don't think there's any doubt about that now. Buddy always wanted to come to Syracuse. He watched tapes with me when he was 4 years old after the games. I'd come home, he'd watch the tapes with me, or on his own. I didn't think he'd ever get here. I didn't think he would. It's hard. I mean, how many guys get to play at Syracuse from upstate New York? Not many. We've had a handful in my 46 years. So I didn't think he would get there. He wouldn't take no for an answer. He just kept working at it. And I'll never forget, at Peach Jam, they played Penny's team, Penny Hardaway. They were number one in the country, and Buddy had 7 threes, and Joe had 5, and they won the game. And 2 things happened. Roy Williams walked by me and says, you better take that kid. And Penny, this coach from Penny came by and said, what was that about? What were they doing? I said, well, you didn't guard him. But that's when I decided we're going to take Buddy. I didn't know what would happen. I thought he'd be a good shooter, but his freshman year he was, and then he became a really good player his sophomore year, and these last 2 years he's been a tremendous player. And I'm proud of him because all coaches, there's great talent in the world. There's guys that are really talented that work, but they're just got the talent that you have to have. These 2 guys didn't have that much talent. They got not much from me, and they got size from their mother. But they worked with it, and they made themselves into really, really good basketball players. They were called Division II and III players by the social media people in Syracuse. I think we've dispelled that part. So I'm really proud of how they got here. Not that they're good, but how they got here. And Jimmy doubled my grade point average at Cornell. And it's a little harder at Cornell than it is at Syracuse.
We're going to go to the right side of the room. Yep, okay. Any more questions? Have one more here in the middle.
This question's for Buddy, but I know the season's kind of ended the way you didn't want to, but do you have any favorite memories from the season that you're going to look back on?
Last year.
Man, that's tough. Probably one
playing with your brother.
Yeah, definitely one that sticks out to me. The Indiana game early on. Jimmy had a big game. It was one of his first big games against a real good team. We won in double overtime, one of the best games I've been a part of. Just a lot of emotions really kind of sunk in. I was playing with my brother out there, and just a special moment having fans back, especially after last year. Last year was tough with no fans, but that's one that will always be a special one. But I mean, there's still so many memories that I really appreciated from being with all these guys and these coaches.
Perfect. Thank you all so much.
I want to miss you guys. These guys I'm going to miss a lot. You won't see them, but unfortunately you'll see me next year.